Right. So I'm going to prefix this with presumably none of you guys, your characters, do any of them know each other?
No, I'm literally. Where are we?
Let's start with that.
You don't know yet.
Okay.
I just wanted to prefix it because it changes what I say in a moment.
Okay.
I would suppose not. No.
Okay. So you open your eyes and find yourself laying flat on the floor, feeling the rug between your fingers. You're looking up, staring at the beams and rafts of a ceiling. You can hear a gentle cracking and popping of a nearby fire, and a gentle squeaking sound coming from somewhere in the room.
Oh my god, it's happened again.
You slowly get to your feet and realise you're in a tavern. It's clean, spotless even, with a number of tables set with both full tankards of ale and foodstuff nearby. You scan your eyes around the room, and your eyes meet the others in the room. There's other people with you. You feel they're equally as lost as yourself. You see, and now describe your characters, gentlemen.
Right, well, I just sort of sit up, still on the floor, scratch my head, touch my shoulder where like my fur is sort of all singed off and there's bare flesh. I sort of sniff the air and I say, um, oh god, it's happened again. Oh bloody hell, where am I now? Oh, you own this place? You there? Um, oh, I should probably describe my appearance as well. It looks a little bit like that picture. I'm like getting on for 7 foot tall. I look like a friendly black cow. Not an intimidating looking Minotaur, but I guess intimidating if I'm angry. And I've got a maul on my back and a belt with my painter's supplies.
Interesting. Oh,
And I've turned to, I guess, the ranger and been like, hey, you, do you own this place?
I'm gonna take that as my cue to wake up and at this point see him. Yeah,
You were already awake because you all
I was
came
gonna
to
say
looking at the ceiling.
that's a fair point. So look over him and go, "Can I get the voice right?"
I don't know, why don't you just try?
Oh, my head. What the bloody hell have I woken up to now?
Oh, so you don't own this place? Well, there's no dead folk around, at least. I have this habit of blacking out and then there's dead folk around.
Like
And
to this point,
I get to
dust,
my feet.
dust,
And
dust off any armor and crud from the floor. Although you said it was spotless and we're on a carpet, so 50-50. And say, start looking around and stand up to my full height of 4'6".
I let out a little giggle at how small he is, and then I hold out my hand to help up this freakish looking creature that's on the floor next to me.
I say I've got short black hair, a short-ish beard for a dwarf, 2 axes on my side, and scale mail. Other than that, generally quite dark clothing, gold eyes, and pallid skin. Most dwarves not much big fans of sunlight.
Nice.
Yeah, so I reached down to help up whatever Simon is.
I should try to find where I put a picture.
You there, you feeling alright? You look a little bit worse for wear.
Copy. There we go. It's got handouts.
Oh, he's lost his mentals.
Handouts. Looks sort of like that. On Discord. And sort of, but with like very pale, with like bandages around the neck and like around some of the arms and that, and just sort of startles awake and starts slapping at the chest, going, "No, the rats, the rats, the rats!" Oh, hello.
Alright? What rats?
Oh, it's. How are you? Where are we?
I don't know. It appears none of us actually know where we are right now. I do know that this has happened to me before, and best way to get out is to find someone who knows and talk to him, like that bloke over there.
Here.
You would be
Everything
aware, while all of this conversation was going on, the barkeep is standing at the back of the room, polishing the same glass in his hand over and over, and he's just looking at you three. And you know, that polite kind of fake smile people in the service industry have. He's very professional.
Yes. Working in the service, I know that one exactly.
I unleash my barbarian rage.
Yeah, don't go too far by yourself. We don't know where we are or what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. It's just a friendly pub, innit? See, these little folk are harmless.
As
You there?
Friendly one.
As
Like
you
the
walk
basement.
past those tables, you do notice that every table is set up with full, like a tankard full to the brim with ale, completely untouched. There's one table there that has a whole wheel of cheese on it that's been prepared for eating. Again, it looks like it's just been laid out.
Yeah, bartender. You expecting party?
Greetings. What can I do for you? He replies politely.
Well, if you got no help to do, you can answer a few questions for me.
He looks at you, and you see like a momentary pause as he goes, "What can I do for you?"
Okay. It's nice having a voice because now I can think out loud for a second.
Well, first things first, I suppose. Seeing as we're here, we might as well have something to drink. What you got in it behind the bar over there?
Oh, these we have all kinds of drinks. We have dwarven stouts. We have orcish pale. We even have this delicious wine. I
Oh,
think that
wine.
might be a little bit rich for you.
I'll have you know, young sir, I'm actually a famous painter. I've made a lot of money and I hang in sophisticated circles, so I'll have the wine. Thank you very much.
The bottle or a glass, sir?
Yes, please.
He looks at you for a while before repeating the phrase, "What can I do for you?"
Is the wine within grabbing reach?
No, it's so at the back, behind him, there is like like a bar counter, and then above that, directly behind him, there's a sign. Would anyone like to read what the sign says?
Sure,
Yes,
what
please.
language is it in?
So there is two parts to this sign directly behind him. There's in big kind of arty-farty writing, like say logos would often have. It says in common, "The Wayward Boggle." And below that, in slightly smaller, almost as if it had been scratched in to the kind of bottom of this plaque, if you will. Can anyone read Infernal?
Oh, no, let's have a look. I have a few.
I can not.
No, I can't.
Oh. No.
Mr. Conduit. It
Mhm.
says something in a language you cannot recognise, I am afraid.
What is the script?
That's a good question. It is... This is what happens when someone knows D&D better than me. I just picked a bloody language.
Be handy.
I do not currently know.
It's fine. Do you want me to check for you? It's only if I share a script with it. Hang on. The script for Infernal is the same as Abyssal.
Yes.
Or alternatively, no. Do I have Abyssal? No, doesn't make a difference.
You cannot read the sign.
I don't
Here.
even recognize the alphabet.
Barkeep, what's that sign say over there underneath the boggling tit?
The barkeep politely turns around and he looks at the sign saying away with Boggle. And he turns back around, having looked at it quite closely, longer than you would deem necessary, if you will, before saying, "Sorry, sir. I don't know quite what you mean. What can I do for you?"
Okay.
The lights are on, but nobody's home, I see.
I will have a mug of the dwarven. Wrong voice. I'll have a mug of the dwarven stout. How much will that run me?
Dwarven stout again? Oh, you're certainly getting a taste for this, aren't you? And he turns around. And he starts pouring a dwarven stout. Did you say that to him, or was that you as a player saying that?
That was me as a player saying that.
Okay,
No,
so
I
he
will
wouldn't have heard
repeat
it.
it in character. It's the first one I ordered.
He says over his shoulder, "My oh my, getting forgetful, are we?"
Interesting.
We don't forget. May a stout? Do we want a stout? A wine? A stout? A stout, please, sir.
Another
I-
dwarven stout coming right up.
Can I roll
Fred.
a check to see if he's right in the head?
You can roll a insight check, I suppose.
What
18.
about an outside check?
Ooh,
That was quite a high roll. I don't have a big modifier to that.
okay, this is described a little bit out of character, but it's the best way I can get it across. You know, like when you see in films about robots.
Oh, he's
But
stuck
like-
in like a recursion loop.
No, not quite. So it's like when they try and mimic being human. Like he's flesh and blood. You can see he's flesh and blood, but there is something a bit peculiar about him. It's like, ooh, it's like he's an imitation, if you will.
It's Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley, exactly. That's the word I wanted.
I'm going to take a silver piece out of my pack,
Oh yeah, I also need to ask how much for the drink.
put it on the bar, and then go and help myself to whatever this is at the table.
How much we owe you?
He's going to turn around with the 2 pints of ordered beer, and he's going to place them down in front of you, and he's going to say, "For a regular like you, at a usual price, 5 copper."
Is that for both or one?
That's for both.
For both. Okay, just so I know what to mark off.
2.5 copper. Make it 6 copper.
Yeah, I was gonna say 994. Okay,
9.
So have
I
you
have-
handed
I-
this to him?
I've handed him a gold. I have to wait for change. I don't have any copper or silver.
He takes the gold and he kind of opens up a drawer and he slowly places it in there, and he turns around and he goes, "True dwarven stouts. That'll be 6 copper." Now, what were you up to, Ozzy, over there?
It's not a gold.
Taking this drink that's on this table.
So
Taking
you've walked over while money was being exchanged, and you picked up a random beer.
I've also left a silver piece on the bar.
Did you get silver pieces?
Let me just roll a.
I've chopped a gold piece into 10.
Just check. Sorry, 2 seconds.
No worries.
He is. In fact, make a sleight of hand check on that, Minos.
Oh. Alright, I will. Insane.
He is actually not going to notice you swipe that drink.
I am
Right.
also going to then say, excuse me here, buddy. I'm from Canadian. The hell am I going? Excuse me there, buddy. You got me change?
2 dwarven stout. That will be 6 copper, please.
Okay, let's try something else. Anyone else got an idea?
I don't think you're going to get your money back, mate, unless you take it. You don't seem to mind us just taking stuff. I don't think it's a normal pub.
Clearly never been to a pub in Dwarven Town. Again, neither have I.
No, I haven't. I've been to halfling pubs, I've been to human pubs, and I never met one like this.
I'm going to go have a look at the bookshelf.
Excuse me, sir, I believe you owe my friend some money.
The barkeep is going again to say, with a slight twist this time, 2 dwarven stout, 6 copper pieces. We can't be having any trouble here. You two,
Yeah.
at the bar, what is your passive perception?
Ooh.
Um,
Um.
where does it say?
uh,
I thought it said it on my thing. Why doesn't it say it on my
Highlight
thing?
your character.
Highlight my character.
Oh.
Just says
Oh yeah, mine's disappeared as well.
Oh, Chris, if you highlight our character, does it say PP?
14.
Highlight,
Just
No.
roll over.
it says your names.
It should
Oh.
say PP and PI.
You should also be able to see like our health and stuff.
I can see that. I can see health, AC, speed.
Uh,
Doesn't
how
matter.
do you-
Anyway,
it's-
my passive perception is 14.
Mine is lower than that, I know for sure.
Neither of you spot it.
Interesting.
I will, while that little conversation is going on, go to Rurik.
Okay.
So, what were you doing over at the bookcase?
I was just having a quick peruse of what's on the shelves.
What's
Would you like to do a Arthur Keenan investigate?
Ooh,
Investigation. Okay.
Ooh.
investigate.
9.
9.
Not a strong skill.
Okay, can you roll a d2 for me?
I can roll a d4 and you can cut it in half.
Yeah.
It's 1.
1.
1.5.
You scan your eyes over the bookcase very, very briefly. Obviously, the business going over to your left is distracting you a little bit. Nothing really catches your eye except a very interesting children's book called The Gnome Who Had Too Many Nightmares.
Pick up the children's book. Technically, as a dwarf of 34, I'm still a child. So, sounds ludicrous to you. But I will
And-
pick that book up to read.
Here, you weird looking fella. What's your name anyway? My name's Minos de Bover. You probably heard of me. Probably see one of my paintings up on the walls of rich people's houses if you've been in there.
Hello. Minus. Why, yes, we're a big fan of the arts. If you would like to show us, but I feel we have not seen your art before. Pleasure to meet you. You may call us the conduit.
Those? We? Oh no, you're as strange as this fellow on the other side of the bar. Anyway, you got a strange face, but I would like to paint it one day when we get a chance.
Oh, my friend.
Once
We would be
again,
honoured.
the barkeep is going to interject, and he is going to say, quite almost compared to how polite he's been, it seems a little bit strange. He will just go 6 copper for 2 dwarven stouts. The landlord's not going to be best pleased about this. We can't be dealing with this riffraff here.
I'm gonna interrupt him.
Rurik, while you're over there, you're passive.
15.
You are going to hear a door open.
Ooh.
Um, just here, which is a room. I got my what's it called? The line blocking thing. A little bit grievous.
Yeah.
And
That
as
happens.
this door opens, there are going to be two fellows walk in, or one fellow and a tin man.
You know I could see in that room.
Yeah, I think I had the SL buggered up round the door.
Ah, fair.
Buggery biscuit base. Here,
Um,
barkeep, if you turn round, look in that drawer, there should be a gold piece. Hand that to me, and then I'll give you your silver.
Barkeep is going to turn around and open the drawer. And then he's going to turn back and look at you straight in the face
Oh.
and say, "Oh, the landlord's not going to be pleased we've got Conman in the pub. He's not going to be pleased at all. Boys!" At which point, I would
Oh,
like
God,
initiative
it's happening
rolls.
again.
Okay.
Oh,
Apparently I can't roll initiative.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
I've rolled it for you.
Thank you. 15
You're gonna, have to do it,
Why has that not worked?
you're gonna have to do it for all of us, friend. Really? Natural one.
oh,
Jesus. Flel with his -2.
I also need to open the initiative window because I do not have that open.
Have you tried not being a noob?
Fine, you get used to doing these things, Chris.
I want to know why all those buttons aren't working for people.
They worked
Really-
last time I ran, didn't they?
Now, there's nothing to go wrong with setting them up.
It says you can't broadcast, so it's something to do with permissions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Oh well. The barkeep is going to use his main action, take a step to the left, and beckon two burly units over. You will see that there is a dwarf. He's got a lovely little hat on. He's got a big white beard. Kind of run-of-your-mill, kind of gruff dwarven warrior, I suppose, would be the most apt term, or mercenary, or security guard, whatever, big thug,
You talking about Baldric?
baldric. You will also
Oh, you
see,
say big.
yeah, not that big for a dwarf. He's wide. Wide is probably a
Wide.
more apt description. Abreast with him, to his right, is a short, very stout refrigerator with glowing yellow eyes and a little smile.
The mouth.
It's a smile. He's not smiling. It's just some kind of mechanoid creature. I don't know if anyone would be familiar with them. Presumably so. They all look alike. I'm a racist.
Oh, there's chicken in that room.
oh.
And then I need to end his turn, don't I?
So our reward is 2 chickens.
Oh, it's not Barkeep's turn. Now it is.
His turn.
End turn. Baldric, good old Baldric, is
Yeah.
going to silently
Oh,
take 2, 3, 4, 5
We can move
steps.
30 foot.
I thought 30 was default.
No, not for the walls. 25.
Fuck's sake. 25 foot to there. And then we'll have to end his turn.
Well, you can dash.
Yeah,
He-
you can dash.
He is very calm. He's stoically approaching you.
Ooh.
Interesting. I've got the next turn. So I'm going to move, because I get to move quite a long way on my first turn.
He's running away.
No. 30 foot to there, leaves me 5 foot left. And I am going to speak to the guard in Dwarven as my action. And say, look here, your man's forgotten I've paid him. Surely we can resolve this.
Now, I get 6 seconds of response to that, don't I?
Yeah.
On your turn. But you can also take an action, Craig, because you get 6 seconds of speech.
Yeah, but my only other... you know what? And at the
You
same
can take
time,
the dodge action.
that is true. I will take the dodge action, and I will cast, because it is a spell that does not give anything away, Hunter's Mark onto Vlel. If I can.
Oh. What do you mean it puts a red symbol floating above his head? Haven't you ever played World of Warcraft?
I need to have selected and impersonate on. Impersonate selected. And start concentrating. And add from campaign. Marked. Oh, I can't put the mark token on it. You'll have to do that.
How the fuck do I do that?
Open the campaign, scroll down to other states. There's a button that says marked.
Mark.
Yeah.
There.
There we go. And that is my turn.
Mr. Conduit.
Conduit will sort of straighten up their back a little bit. Pull out a little card from a deck that's on their side. Ah, a soldier. I guess it's been decided. We'll walk up, grab their long sword with both hands, and slash at him.
I should have just attacked.
Make your lovely roll of attack.
12.
Oh. 4.
12 hits.
Ooh.
Natural 1 on damage.
And then damage NPC. Anything else, friends?
No. That's it for their turn.
Vel
Vlelacost.
is going to... How far can he move, Craig?
30.
To there. And he is going to cast...
A spell.
He's not going to cast that. He is going to cast Shield of Faith on Baldric.
That's touch range.
Shit. He's not going to do that. He is going
I know
to...
that spell.
Yeah, I'm reading them as I go, mate. Is going to range 120 feet. You force my hand. He will have to change it into a dash.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really want to cast Guiding Bolt on someone in the first turn
Why not?
because it does many damages.
Yeah, it's one of the most powerful first level spells.
I mean, don't hold back. The hell's that? Oh, it's Alice. I thought it was
Alice,
I thought it
Alice.
was in the ambience.
Sorry.
Right. So those of you that are looking my direction might see that when all of this starts happening, I get a bit nervous and my horns start to flash, and like pops of smoke start coming out and sparks start like arcing between my two horns.
Oh, you're a
And then-
mechanoid as well.
And then you see me go, oh no, it's happening again! And I enter my Babrian rage.
Uses a zirage.
Nice. Whenever a creature hits me with an attack roll, they take 1d6 force damage as magic.
Oh,
Comes out in retribution. So this barkeep, does he have any weapons on him at the minute?
he does not. He's a run-of-the-mill barkeep.
What did he do? I'm scrolling up. He rolled initiative. Barkeep ends his turn. He didn't do anything. Okay. In that case, I am going to... Can I go through other players?
I think the standard rule is yes, isn't it? You
Yeah,
just
you
can't
can
end your turn in their space.
Is that permissible?
Drag it again from where you were.
Oh, I think it was there.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Alright. So I'm going to do that. And I am going to recklessly and with great Abaddon...
Oh,
I'm gonna. I might as well start on. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm gonna attack Bilal. Recklessly and with great Abaddon, so I'll use my bonus action to rage, my main action to attack. With a 23.
23 hits.
Yeah. And damage, and then add an extra 2 to this, right? So, I rolled a 3 and a 3. What?
3 and
So
3
that-
makes 6. You get
Should be 9.
no. You must have got a 1 and a 2 because the +3 is your strength mod.
Oh, 1 and a 2. So that's 8 damage.
Okay, let's do another 2 on top of him.
That really sucks. Fucking 6 damage out of a potential. It doesn't matter.
15.
And I believe that is my turn ended. Oops. Jesus, what's all that? I can't end my turn. Invalid.
Yeah, it seems all the initiative and combat stuff, only some of it's working.
Because we don't. I'm sure it's because we don't have permissions. It's exactly why Simon. Don't you remember, like, when we started Simon's campaign, Simon had to have it in like, give us all permission, like DM.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is
Yeah.
that 8 damage? When he's at half health. Jesus,
No, he doesn't have much.
could have one shot him. Anyway,
So you're all banging away at the moment, aren't you?
Well, I haven't attacked yet. I was trying to get an answer out of the guard, but then
Yeah. So you're speaking to Baldric. Is where you ended up. The conduit went over to Vel, and Minos is in a rage, attacking Vel. So he's going to take a step to the left, and then hopefully, 1 second.
and there's someone in the ambulance getting up from their seat.
Just double check. Ba. Oh, you poor man. Alright. Okay. I actually don't know how to fairly do this, so I would say none of you are looking at the barkeep at the moment, are you?
Not directly.
No,
So-
we're not.
If he takes the hide
Oh.
action and ducks behind the bar, you might not see him duck behind it. Is that correct?
Probably not.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if he takes the hide action and he beats our passive perceptions, then yeah, we haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Just
So,
needs-
well, that's where I was confused. If you're not looking in this direction,
that's what passive perception is. It's
okay.
just-
What's everyone's
we hear him?
passives?
15 is mine is the highest, I think.
11.
You do see him, in fact, only, what's his name? I can't remember your bloody name. Craig.
Okay.
Rurik. Oh,
From Rorik's dead.
and that is his turn. Baldric, good old Baldric, is going. The last thing that happened was Rurik tried to reason with him.
The last thing that happened to him was the conduit came up and smacked him with a sword.
Okay, we're past that then. Baldric is going to, although he got hit by Mr. Conduit, is going to thrust his spear at Rurik.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage, eh? Why?
I took the dodge action.
Oh,
So-
13.
13 is a miss.
he had advantage hitting me.
I am a fool. And that is all he can do, I suppose.
Let's start this off. Minos moved exactly where I wanted to be.
How
Midos
dare
is
he?
not responsible for his actions right now. He's in a brilliant rage.
No, so I'm going to have to take the opportunity attack from the guard. My dodge is over. Let's remove that.
That's from Baldric, innit?
Yeah.
In it.
12 is still a miss.
He misses.
So I shall attack with my main hand axe for a 21 and my offhand hand axe for a 14.
That's on Vel.
Well, yeah, for the
The hand axe misses. The offhand, the main hand does indeed hit.
Okay, so that is 8 slashing damage plus 1d6 for Hunter's Mark, totaling 11.
Fuck. He is dead.
That's my turn. I can't end it.
Stay. Yeah, one sec. Stay. NPC dead. Next turn, Mr. Conduit.
Does, with a little bit of time, can the conduit heal him before he bleeds out?
Rurik, how did you finish him off? Did you try and dismember anything, or
I was
No,
just
he
aiming
lightly
axe.
patted him.
I was going to say, I was aiming axe to the middle of the head, would be the hunter's trick. But with Vlel, that doesn't make such a difference.
I would say, unfortunately, no.
In that case, the conduit will he'll that's right. He will hold out his long sword at Baldric and go, we've had enough of this. It ends now, and we'll try and intimidate or persuade. It doesn't matter. Intimidate or persuade him to stop fighting.
Roll a intimidation check, I suppose.
They're both the same. For a 7, not very persuasive this time.
Your words seem to have fallen upon deaf ears.
He's
And then-
deaf.
For a bonus action, he's gonna draw out a little card from his deck and see what tale the spirits have given him. Which, the 5, Tale of the Avenger. Blah, 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 blah. Cool, which at the moment does nothing. But that is now stored for use later. In turn, Uh,
He's dead.
oh, sorry.
Minus.
I say, in a very sophisticated accent, as I hit that man, and I presume 21 hits.
A 21, I believe, certainly does hit him. Yes.
This plus 2, 13.
Ooh.
Oof.
Is he?
He's also dead. Give me 30 seconds. I just need to unpiss my pants.
We finished. He doesn't need to be here for this. Then I use hammering horns on the conduit as my bonus action. As I'm like flailing around, narrowly missed you with my maul as I crushed the head of Baldric. And then when Baldric's died, I just start flailing my horns around. Are you there, Simon?
Ah, it's the
You
conduit.
need to do a strength, Dave.
Oh. Target must succeed on a strength save. Strength saving throw is a 5.
Alright, you are knocked 10 feet back.
Oh.
Actually, he isn't. It has to be the same one you hit with the melee attack.
Oh. Oh.
I must say, you made much shorter work of them than I expected.
I told
I
you.
mean, it's about action economy. There's 2 of them and 3 of us. So.
So you obviously have slaughtered Baldric. Did you wrap up how you did it?
Yeah, I chopped off. I did say I crushed his head, but I'd like to retcon that I crushed off his right arm with my strength. It just popped out of the socket and is now on the floor.
You see in front of you a very broken refrigerator and a mangled corpse that used to be a dwarf. The only noise you can hear is the gentle crackle of the nearby fireplace.
I'm going to dash towards the fireplace.
While he's going over there, I'm going to look to see if the bodies have any clues.
Clues or loot, or both?
Either or.
I'm going to hit the fireplace with my maul as my one last action before my rage subsides. Would you like me to do anything?
You hit the bit beside the fireplace, did you say?
And I'm hitting the stones of the fireplace with my maul because I heard it while I was in a rage.
So, as you do that, you may not have noticed in your rage there are various decorations surrounding this fireplace. You know, like say you would have in a fancy pub. There's the head of a bear up on the wall, just kind of stuffed doing its thing. Directly above the fireplace is a sword of some description. As you hit the fireplace, it falls out of its kind of stand wall mount and just clatters on the ground nearby.
Nice, and I'll end my rage.
Um,
As my rage subsides, I'm just going to drop to my knees and look at the blood all over my maul and the dead bodies and be like, oh no, it's happened again. I've done it again. I'm going to run over and pick up Baldric's arm and start trying to put it back on. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened to me? Rorik, what happened?
This keeps happening. Why do you carry them all?
Well, to protect myself, obviously, from magic halflings that turned me into this.
So,
Alright.
Rurik, you were hunting through the bodies, were you not?
Yeah, see if there's anything to give anything away. And anything they might have on them. I need to replace that gold piece I lost.
The conduit, as he's doing this, just going to walk up and just hold Baldric's hand.
Oh.
The severed one?
Huh?
No,
the one's still attached.
Yeah, say which one?
So you find on the bodies, interestingly enough, they had loose coinage in their pockets. Both security each had 5 gold on them. Baldric, in particular, you notice he obviously is carrying a spear and a shield,
Oh,
which are unfortunately standard shields and a standard spear, which I am regretting that decision now. You don't find anything of note on Vel. Interestingly, perform an investigation Keenan style, please.
Okay.
can I
20.
take that?
Oh,
You can take the spear and the shield. I'm going to top my gold back up and say we get 3 each.
Okay.
So-
Also, I'll go and check out this sword at some point.
Oh, put a hand out.
Shield.
We don't.
Spear.
We do not need your blood money.
Okay. I will
We are
keep
fine as we are.
I will keep the
I
3.
will take my 4 gold.
All right,
If he
fine.
refused.
Yeah, fine. If he refused, I'll take 5. You can take 4.
And the sword. Is it special?
I got a 20 on my investigate. What was that?
yeah. So let's do the investigate first. You rifle through both of these mangled corpses, and you find it interesting that they don't have any form of identification on them. There's no lockets of hair or anything that you would think a normal person would carry on them, if you know what I mean. They had a loose coin in their pocket and their weapons.
To point out that Vlel has never been a normal person, but sure.
A normal refrigerator. Mr. Minotaurus, I take it you're going to go over and have a beautiful look at that sword.
Me, yeah, Mr. Devova.
So as you pick it up in your colossal grip, you notice it's a very beautiful short sword, and it is it's got an intricately kind of carved handle. It's quite clear that although it's got gems on it, you don't think they're real gems. But you have noticed there's a lovely kind of silver sheen to the blade itself. You have picked up a silvered short sword.
Oh. Here,
Lucky
look at
you.
this dagger I've found.
So, by scale, yes.
Suppose I should put it back, actually.
Does look a little pricey.
I'm gonna try and put it back on top of the fireplace.
Now the stand, you didn't actually hit the stand, so the stand is still intact above the wall mount. Is still intact on the wall. So if you want to, you can just put it back in its mount.
Yes, and while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna have a little glance at some of the other items to see if there's any mauls or halberds.
Yeah. I'm going to call out across the room. Yeah, Minos, stop that. I need a favour. Can you put me over to bar?
Eh? Put you over what?
Put me on the other side of Tabar.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
I'm guessing I'm about the same height as the bar, so...
I'm gonna grab him by his perineum and hoist him up onto the bar. Actually, can I use hammering horns to do it? Roll a strength saving throw.
I probably
Honestly.
can't.
What are you doing, young man?
Oh,
We're not
just
supposed
you
to
asked
be
me for
there.
help. What'd you say?
Yeah.
We're
I'm
not
looking-
supposed to. We don't work here.
I'm looking for that bartender.
So
We
as
don't
you,
belong.
in fact, were you hoisted over quite violently, or were you gently placed down on the floor?
He put me
no,
on the bar and I had to jump up, and I assume I then had to jump off the bar.
Yeah, I suppose it's not that high. Only 200 feet. You are dead. No. So as you definitely land on your feet, because I won't bother with a check for that, you notice you are the only person behind the bar.
I know where he disappeared, roughly, right? 2 paces to my left.
Yep.
I'd like to investigate.
Is there anything in particular you want to investigate?
Actually, I'm going to look for that drawer he had before.
Perform a performance check. No, it's there's only a single drawer behind the counter.
Oh, I'll start by opening that and taking my gold piece back.
You open the drawer, and the drawer is empty.
Bastard.
There is nothing inside the drawer. There's no knickknacks. There's no spare utensils. It is literally a barren drawer.
Can I check for a false bottom?
Perform an investigation check, I suppose.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have a very pert bottom if you want to check mine.
3.
Ooh.
My fur is not rough, it's soft, like a cat or a raccoon.
So as you are investigating this, like you're rapping away at it, trying to hear if it's hollow, it sounds and feels like solid wood.
Fair enough, I close the drawer.
Yeah, he's right. Perhaps we shouldn't do too much fussing around here. We should go and find City Watch or something, tell them what's gone on, or they'll think we've been up to no good.
That's a
And I have everyone's passive perception again, please.
No.
15.
11.
15. Rurik, you will hear, even amongst the crackle and pop of a fire, a quiet clicking sound. Only the once, just a... Probably didn't hear me do that, but
Nope.
you know what a click sounds like.
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, I can't get it to pick up anything. Is that as I'm standing there?
It's just... It could be because you're standing there, it could be entirely circumstantial.
Okay, I would like to move to the right and then back there.
You don't hear it again.
Okay. Hmm.
Is that cheese? That's cheese on the table, isn't it? That's eerily left there.
It certainly is. All these tables, so 3 of them have got full pints of... Well, 2 of them, because good old Minas stole one, have full pints of ale. The other has cheese. To the right of you, there's the room the guards came from. And Mr. Conduit, if you're looking over towards the tables, you will see what is clearly a stage area just there. And I'm going to say this kind of as a DM, you will also see the door to the inn just here, which no one looked at before now.
A mahogany door, or
It's a random. It's a run of the mill tavern door.
Is gonna
Run of a tavern door.
walk up here, start sipping gingerly at the pint, and he's just gonna have a good old look at this door, just see if he can notice any things. Any investigatory things? Anything odd about it?
Do a... Oh, would it be an investigator or perception? I think an investigation check, please.
6.
It looks like a door.
They'll look at the rest of the party and just sit there twizzling some cards in the hand.
are you talking about the front door?
Yes.
I would
Why
like
you
to
s-
investigate for a secret passage.
Up where you are.
Yeah.
Feel free to perform a check.
8.
Looks like nothing to me.
Okay, I'm going to carefully try and climb back over the bar.
You are trapped.
I am trapped by the nature of my
You
height.
did notice while you're over there, obviously, this and this are 2 barrels.
Ooh.
It's a tavern. You might assume it contains beer.
Where did he get the beer he poured me from?
There were bottles on the back.
Interesting.
There was the
Right,
wine
I like it.
bottle.
Suppose we better go and find the guard then. And I go to leave the inn. By opening the door. I presume this is
Door does not budge.
Ooh.
what, the handle doesn't budge, or the
The handle does not budge.
as in it's locked, or it's jammed shut.
It feels stuck, if you will.
I'm going to use my strength to try and open it.
Feel free.
What would you like me to roll?
I would like you to roll one acrobatics is strength, isn't it? Or is it athletics? Athletics, please.
Very well. I'm glad you said that. Oh, whoops! I did that twice by accident. First one was 23.
23.
I snapped the door handle off.
You pull, and you feel
Shit.
you feel the door, almost kind of the door frame itself shake. Would you like to continue pulling at the door?
Yes, I'm going to get slightly frustrated.
I would like to hover my hand over, whisper some words of encouragement, and cast guidance on him.
Nice. Do I have to roll again? Or?
Yeah, you can roll again if you're gonna pull.
So 23 didn't.
Not the first time, no.
19.
Roll your d4 for guidance.
D4 for guidance.
A D for. Ooh.
23.
23 again. I ripped that door frame in both the literal sense and the RI in pepperoni.
So you grab hold of a handle, and the handle turns, no issues whatsoever. As you go and pull it, obviously it feels jammed, and as you pull the door harder and harder, and the wall surrounding the door, the frame starts to shudder, and you hear a creaking sound, and then the door falls to your feet. In front of you, you see darkness. Nothing but black. You don't know what time you got here. It could be very, very dark outside, but something even instinctively feels quite unnatural about this darkness.
Well, this is a bit strange, I have to say. First, I thought I was going to have to pay for this door, but that seems like the least of our problems. We appear to be in space. Is this something to do with you, you alien-looking fellow?
We did not have a hand in that.
Sorry,
We're as
alien-looking fellows.
We're as lost as you. You, a dead duck, doesn't fly backwards.
Right, you are. I'm going to peer out and see if I can spot any stars or...
While he's doing that, I'm going to go look at the guards room.
Oh, Jesus. The map's all gone a bit... What happened there?
That's me clearing the SCL because Craig said he was going in there.
Fair enough.
I've been able to see that whole room this whole time. But
Yeah, so have I, but it's suddenly vanished and then came back, so I went in there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm going to go look at the piano. It's the most interesting thing in the room.
So as you enter the room, you see it's nicely furnished. There's a sofa set above a bearskin rug, believe it or not, if you can't see that. Again, every table is set up with roast chickens and 2 pints of ale each. The piano you have approached in the corner, obviously there's a wheel of cheese in one corner, but you can see that. You approach this piano and it's absolutely pristine. Like, it looks like it has never been played.
I would like to fix that. And play some piano.
Do a blooming performance check.
16, but I'm not proficient with piano. I am proficient with flute, ironically.
16. I think you're doing okay. 3 blind mice. 3 blind orcs.
Fair enough. Do orcs have tails to be cut off? I'm not going to question the fantasy version of a nursery rhyme too much.
And obviously, everyone would have heard that because you're nice and close. It's only wooden walls.
Okay, if nothing else happened, I suppose next thing to look at is the one consistent between the two rooms, and I'd like to go look at the cheese.
Ooh.
It's this one, although it does look like cheddar. This one's a nice wheel of brie. You can investigate it further if you'd like to know some more details about it.
Yeah, go on. 13.
13. It looks perfectly edible. It looks bloody nice, actually. It looks like it's been well matured, freshly laid. It's looks like it's been here 5-10 minutes. It doesn't look like it's sat here all day.
It's not ripe yet. Gotcha. Leave it be. Okay. That only leaves the last thing of interest in this room, which is the sofa.
It is a green leather sofa. Again, pristine condition, never been sat in from what you can see at first glance.
Okay, and the rug.
The rug obviously looks older. It's a dead bear.
Yeah.
Feel free to do an investigation, but it's
I was gonna say, I was just thinking if there's anything that stands out about it, but like from first sight, 3.
yeah, no, it looks like one of those bear things that you know a bit about.
Fair enough. In that case, I shall head out of the room. Anyone else got any ideas? Because now I'm stuck.
What? We. I'm gonna go back over to the bar, and I'm going to slam my fists on the bar and say, "Barkeep, we need service here."
You hear nothing in response. Nothing happens. You are in a very quiet. I don't want to say empty because there's blood and gore from combat everywhere. But a very empty, very otherwise tidy tavern. The only noise you continue to hear is the gentle crackle and pop of a fire. And I suppose you would be awfully aware of the silence emanating from the ripped off doorway.
Okay, I'm going to grab the pint of ale on this table and extinguish the fire.
You have extinguished the fire.
Okay,
The fire is now out,
now it's completely quiet.
with only your thoughts to keep you company.
It's a limited amount of things anyway.
I'll have a look at these books.
Please roll a investigation check.
But what kind?
Arthur Keenan.
Oh, I'm not good at those. 6.
Roll a. Nah, I'll give you this one. You find a book entitled The Art of Sedation.
Sedation. I am keeping that.
You now have one book entitled The Art of Sedation. It's got a lovely front cover. It's of a sleeping woman
Oh,
with an almost pained look on her face. She's obviously not having a very nice dream.
Okay.
I would conduit. I would like to summon a little mage hand and just try and push it out into the darkness and see what happens.
I'm trying to think how that would work. To your knowledge, I mean, it passes this kind of precipice of darkness. I don't suppose you would get an inkling of if it's her or
No.
you push it out and you see it kind of go through, almost like it's a draped curtain in front of you.
Oh.
And you just see it disappear into the darkness.
Rinzel was thrown in this hole. Conduit said to herself, and just walks off. Leaves it. Lets the hand dissipate.
I am going to investigate the fireplace.
It's quite an ornate fireplace. Obviously, there's still maybe a couple of embers in there. Very tidy. It's not ash scattered everywhere, which again it might be seen as a bit odd. But it's a fireplace. Above it, there's a stuffed bear's head, a nice silvered sword on back in its kind of display mount. Stones are all very well cemented together. It's a very pretty, very nice fireplace. You would be a proud owner.
Fair enough. I would like to attempt something stranger, and would like to try and pull the sword down.
Pull it down as in pick it up out.
No, just pull it down as if it was like, like 1970s secret levers. Just to see if it's fixed in the wall properly.
It doesn't give. It stays firm. There's a little bit of a wobble. Otherwise, when good old angry, what's his name, punched the fire, it wouldn't have fallen out. But it just feels like it's poorly screwed in.
Okay.
Conduit.
Yes.
What's your passive perception?
11.
11.
15.
Conduit, you hear a small click sound.
Do I know what location it's coming from?
It is coming from your side of the room. So it's
Oh.
Are these chickens still here?
yeah, the chickens are all still here. They're still hot, in fact.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're
no.
on my belly now. How long does it take me to eat 2 chickens?
Spends you're a big lad, so what do you reckon? 5 minutes? 2 chickens?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen a dog eat a chicken in like less than 30 seconds, so I reckon a minor dog could eat 2 in 5
Boom,
minutes.
boom, boom, boom. The conduit, they're gonna go up and sit on the stage chair, and they're gonna start doing a magical ritual, just like shuffling out cards and sort of like laying them around them.
Is it noisy?
I'm going to come sit at this table, because you were just in my eye line.
I do it with a bit of pizzazz.
How much pizzazz?
A 4 in pizzazz. A natural 1. Just fumbles and drops a couple of cards. Oh, she's at it again.
Conduit, you hear, in fact, both Conduit and Rurik, in fact, Rurik would get it on his passive, you hear the click sound again.
Any particular location?
With the two of you, via the skills of triangulation,
So near the door. I would like to go look under the rug.
you see a wooden floor under the rug. If you're doing that, I mean, I would assume where the door was ripped off, it's laying on top of a rug. Are you attempting to move the door?
I can attempt to put the door back against the front where it should be.
Would you like to perform a
Athletics?
athletics?
22.
You pick the door up, and you would have been the perfect person to spot this, because your passive perception would have helped you quite a lot here.
Yeah.
There's a latch on the door,
Ooh.
and the clicking sounds you think might have been coming from this latch.
Interesting.
You notice it as you kind of push the door back up and kind of throw it back in its frame.
I'll put it back in the frame. I try the latch.
It makes exactly the same sound. You would also know this was the sound you heard over when you were behind the bar. It's exactly the same sound.
Interesting. So there's a closed latch somewhere behind the bar. I would like to go look for it.
I am getting my painter's supplies out and seeing the conduit in that light up on the stage. It has inspired me, and you can see sparks coming from my horns again, but they're happy sparks this time as I take out a small piece of canvas and start drawing the likeness of the conduit.
Yes. That was Simon, not the conduit.
Yes.
He's oblivious, or they're oblivious.
So according to my painter's tools, I mean it takes me an hour, but let me know if you want me to roll to draw it.
Yes, I would like to start looking around for a latch behind the bar.
Investigation
Or perception. But I
or
can do
perception,
investigation.
yeah, whichever you prefer.
22 for perception.
You don't see a latch, but you do find. Give me 1 second while I write a new hint. A small sheet of paper, which is obviously pinned to the wall somewhere here and have fallen down and is half under this barrel.
Cool, I'll pick that up.
So you pick up a sheet of paper. Would you like to attempt to read what's on the sheet of paper?
Why not? What language is it in?
It is in common.
That I can read.
Common muck.
And it reads, all patrons must leave the bar by 2100, 9 p.m.
Is there a clock in here?
There is not a clock.
Do I have a wristwatch?
No, but you do have a mobile phone and a AK-47.
Oh. I'm going to have a look around the room. Are there any paintings on the walls? Or any art?
There's some taxidermy by the fireplace. I would say, yeah, why not? There's a couple of paintings around the room.
Nice. I would like to...
You would like to?
I would like to use my expertise as a painter to inspect first of all the bear and then the paintings.
Okay, so the bear was over here by the fireplace. It's a hell of a specimen. It's even bigger than the one that was turned into a rug. Its head is slightly larger than yours. It's got big kind of white fangs hanging from its mouth. It's a very good wall decoration, I suppose. The painting, which I'm going to say is located here, is a large portrait. It looks like it was painted
Okay.
of here. It is a painting of the barkeep, and next to him, what looks like smudge paint, maybe, or his shadow poorly reflected. Very odd for an artist to include that in the painting.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hello, something's up here. Someone's been befuddling with this painting, I think.
Anything further, I would need a investigation from you.
Okay. Do I get any bonuses for being a painter?
Yeah, have advantage.
Oh, that's advantage.
Nice.
Good thing you had advantage.
Not really.
I know.
So looking at this painting, or let me have a quick look at my list, what that would get you. instantly feel a little bit unnerved. Even with the most basic painting skills, this is a very old painting, like 100 years or more, and yet it is of the barkeep who had served you,
He was human.
and he was human.
Just because otherwise that doesn't mean a lot.
Well, this is odd. It's very odd indeed. This bloke in the picture is that same bloke over there, but this painting's old. Way too old for a human to be that old.
Yeah. Are you feeling brave?
No?
Alright. I'll do it then.
Alright. Bye.
I would like to
Cheers, Chuddy.
walk out to the front door.
You have walked past a precipice of darkness, and as far as you know at the moment, you have vanished.
So I'm gone.
You are gone at the moment.
Okay, I'll leave the token there so we can move it. But
You're dead. Um,
Right, well, he's dead then. I suppose we
That's
have
all.
to
That's
continue.
almost spoilers, isn't it? You're not dead.
yeah. I kind of figured.
um,
I'll go back to my painting.
Before
have
you left, you probably should have told the others, "Hey, I just found this note that said leave
Maybe
the
I
bar."
dropped that on the way out. I
have
really did forget to mention it, didn't I?
has 10 minutes gone past?
I would say so. Yeah.
Who finally finish up the ritual. Pull out a ghost card and just like scrape it across his skin. Eyes change colour a little bit, and I'd like to walk towards the bar where that infernal script was and read it with comprehend languages.
Oh, you clever boy. So,
Thank you, friend.
I rolled a 10 for my painting
Ooh,
to conduit.
but I can only assume a 10. It started off a really nice painting, but where he
10
got
is,
up,
a 10 is good, according to my
Oh,
paper supplies. A 10
good.
is the DC to paint an accurate portrait.
Oh, that's. I was going to go. Is that where he got up halfway through and just buggered off and walked to the bar?
Might be that, yeah.
Now, you walk up to the bar, and you again see the Wayward Boggle written in common, and below that, having used your comprehend language, you see it written in some unknown script of Infernal the phrase "You'll never leave."
Here, mister, I've forgotten your name. I drew this picture of you. You look quite good up there in that light in the bar, and I thought with all this that's gone on, might as well have a bit of positivity. So here you go. It's not my best work, but it's all right.
you may call us the conduit. And they'll look at it and go,
All
ah,
right.
we like this. Yes, we like this. And we'll sort of repeat that about 4 or 5 times in like slightly different accents.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Connie. And remember, if you ever see any canvases around or anything like that, I'm your man. Okay, draw you a nice picture.
Of course. And you'll see a very, very peculiar little smile crawl across the face.
I will allow Craig to say he did drop that sheet of paper somewhere around here, by the way.
You
I was busy painting. Sorry.
The lovely clue that I gave the party.
it says we will never leave. Maybe we should get out of this.
Oh, right, you are. We'll never leave. Well, I suppose we got enough food and supplies here for some time. I mean, I'm sure a barkeep will be back. I mean, 2 of his whatever these are dead, or unless they're not real. And I start poking Baldrick's shoulder wound where his arm was to see if he's real. And I get my finger right in there.
Oh. How dead do they look?
He's not reacting at all when I'm poking him here. Look, I could get his bone and move his other arm from over here.
Vel's corpse has stopped smoking. Baldric, the blood is all congealed.
Oh.
It's all clotted up. It's horrible, slippery muck, and he's got a stiffy.
Are they all that size for your type,
Oh,
Mr.
That's-
Connie?
that is an interesting question which I hadn't thought about for this character, but it's very worrying.
He's got a Minotaur cock, hasn't he?
Yeah. I've got I'm wearing well, you can see from my handout, I'm wearing like a champion's belt, and it's got it's got cloth coming down, but it's more like a skirt than a pair of shorts. And occasionally, you just see my bell just poking out of the bottom. No one's mentioned it yet, though. They're all very polite about it.
That's a big ass sheet of paper. It's as big
God,
as a
I'll
rug.
change the size.
Nah, it's all right.
That's as small as I can make it.
Oh, entomologist. Oh, Connie, I don't suppose you're an entomologist, are you? There's an entomologist clip art on the floor.
Maybe.
Give me a break. I literally just pulled it off the internet.
We can't remember what entomologist means. It's not in our line of work. Wasn't one of us.
Right.
Someone who studies insects.
Well, you're a smart one. Perhaps you better read the note.
I will attempt to read the note.
It's written in common. Do you speak common?
I do. It's the
I'm
only
quite
language
glad
I
you do.
speak.
It reads in quite polite, curt handwriting. All patrons must leave the bar by 9 p.m.
We'll look at Minos and say,
As you finish reading it, you hear a click.
a fitting cravat for a poorly chosen suit, and start to walk out of the door.
Hey, where are you going? Come back. That dwarf's already died.
Dum, dum, bum, over the precipice.
I'll make you a little more space.
I'm gonna peer out and the note. Did you read me the note, or did you just read it?
No, I guess I just walked off the note by saying, was it
It must have a terrible secret written on it.
a fitting,
Jesus,
a
what is
fitting
on this
cravat
note?
for a poorly chosen suit?
I'm gonna read the. I'm gonna read the note.
Do you speak common?
Yes.
It reads, all patrons except the Minotaur. No, it says all patrons must leave the bar by 9 p.m.
I'm guessing we had 9 clicks.
Right. Well, there you are.
I
suppose.
quite like that idea, but no, I added the click in because I was going, oh god. You did something a little different at the start that would make sense in a moment. So now you've all walked, did a merry jig through the door, which I said, did you reattach the door, Craig?
I put it back on the frame roughly.
Yeah,
But I don't
so
have the tools to properly reattach a door.
as you kind of carefully, shakily pull this door inwards, actually, it was left open by a good old chappy boy. So as you walk through, it gets rapidly dark. Like when your vision starts to tunnel and you feel like you're passing out. But each of you are aware you're not passing out. Your feet are still walking you forwards, but it's just everything is going dark and out of focus.
Does dark vision help me?
It does not help you.
Okay.
What's the best way to move these tokens? Is it cut?
I like cut.
Cut. Boom, boom, boom. I will mark this for you in a jiffy. 2 seconds. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
And this is the the picture I painted of you. Very realistic, hyper realistic.
Pause. Centre player on current view. Will that move you all to this map?
It should. Yeah, I think it should do.
That's how I imagine your character looks.
Who's canon?
Almost as quickly as you.
I'm not there, by the way. You need to enforce the map, I think.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
There we go.
Almost as quickly as you lost your vision walking through the doorway, it starts to come back, and you hear the same click again. Your vision and senses return to normal almost as quickly as they left. In fact, the instant the door clicks shut, you immediately become aware you have not left the tavern. You're in the same tavern. This time, things look different. In lieu of the creepy squeaking of a glass being cleaned and the gentle crack of a fireplace, the tavern is populated. There is a polite bustle of activity and noise, conversations going on. Suddenly, you hear a nasally but loud voice interjecting the quiet murmurs, followed by brief uproars of hysterical laughter.
Here. How'd you get ahead of me? I say, looking at the conduit's back.
The conduit ignores you completely.
Whoa!
Sorry, what was that?
I say, here. How'd you get ahead of me?
We just arrived here.
Yeah, I left before you.
Something's up here. Something's not right at all. Barkeep?
Boom, boom,
Hello?
boom, boom.
The barkeep is staring down in this direction, utterly fixated. He's even letting out a polite chuckle now and then. Conduit, suppose you are the closest.
Yeah.
You will hear quite a loud but quite an annoying voice call out.
Oh, at least you don't have to do an impression for that one.
I know, that's why I picked it. Ha! They say a person's the sum of everyone they know. I never thought it'd be literally. At which point, the whole pub erupts in laughter.
I do as well.
I don't get it. I haven't spoke to the conduit much yet.
I didn't even hear the joke. I'm just laughing along with everyone. It's the barman laughing as well.
The barman is also laughing.
I'm going to be
around very,
pointing
like,
and nodding at the
Warwick,
agreeing.
your passive's 15, isn't it?
Me,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. You do notice that it's almost over the top. Well, it is over the top. They're absolute hysterics, everyone, with the exception of a young blonde elf sitting at the table nearest to you, who's just letting out a smile now and then.
Oh, the conduit will, as an action, because that was like very clearly aimed at him, wasn't it?
Oh yes.
Will cast silence in a 20-foot radius sphere right next to him.
How
We'll
the-
just start like mouthing like "shut up" at them, but obviously they can't hear him, and no voice, nothing is coming out.
All right.
You are welcome to do that.
Thank you.
I am going to move out of that and go pet this dog.
As you approach, this lovely wolf, I would say it is, rather than dog, it looks up at you, and lets out a little bark, and you could swear the bark said, "Sausages."
So, unfortunately, I think all I'm carrying is rations. So instead, I will walk over to the bartender and ask for sausages.
The barkeep looks at you and shushes you immediately.
Rude. Okay.
No food or drink during the performance. Come back when it's over.
Fair
I'm
enough.
going to go over here and have a look at this painting. See if it's the same, familiar, or different.
It is a different painting. It's of a ship out in the stormy seas. It's obviously in the rough. In the background of the ship, you see tentacles kind of rising out of the water. It's a Kraken attack.
Kraken attack. Kraken
Art
attack.
attack and Kraken attack.
Ooh.
I am going to. How big is this painting? Is it big enough for me to lift off the wall? Small enough.
It's small enough, yeah.
I'm going to do just that. I'm going to lift it off its hanging thing and then just rest it, leaning against the wall but on the floor, and then get down on my knees and like just put my hand, scratch my chin as I stare deeply at it and inspect it.
Now, it's worth noting that although you're in line of sight of the barkeep, what's your passive perception?
14.
14. Although he's looking in your general direction, but he has paid no heed to what you're doing at all. He's so fixated on the jester on stage, who in turn, having seen you inspecting a painting, will say, "What do you call a minotaur who pretends he's an artist? A paladin!" And the room erupts in laughter again, with the exception of everyone here.
I would question. I don't get that one, at least.
It's the best thing. It's oh my god, I can write just not jokes.
I was going to say.
I think you meant barbarian, didn't you?
Yeah, barbarian. Sorry.
So my head quickly turns, and for the first time, apart from when I'm raging, you see a look of slight anger on my face, and a little spark comes from my horns.
Oh.
And I'm
Oh.
going to approach the stage.
As you approach the jester, who I will briefly describe because you will see him as you are approaching him. 1 second.
Mr. The Simpsons.
He's a small jester. He's of a medium build, obviously wearing what you would expect a jester to wear. Cap and bells, every time he moves his head, there's a little jingle. From under his hair, there's what can only be described as a mane of hair, kind of long and a little bit unkempt. It's obviously part of his character, or who knows what. And that is it, unless you would like to look any closer at this young fellow. But
Well,
as you approach, he is going to make a quip at you.
Well, as I
One.
was walking down, I'm going to say, what do you call a useless bloody entertainer who can't make any good jokes, who can only make jokes at other people's expense, and is just generally quite ugly, and now I'm a bit closer to you, I can smell you, so you're smelly too. What do you call that? It's you. Now,
You said smelly, didn't you? Okay.
did. Oh,
Interesting.
he's going to do a smelly fart now out of his buttocks.
You will notice he looks somewhat pained by that. The people who are not silenced in the room have let out a chuckle at your quip.
I, yes.
The Jester is going to respond in turn with a little bit less bravado than he started with. Looks like this bull hasn't had any in a while. An ode to the art of gelding, am I right? And is met again with hysterical laughter.
You see like steam puffing out of my nostrils and my horns sparking a bit more as I get angrier and angrier. And I just turn and look at him and go, you know, your head's stupid. It's not even the right kind of hair. You got hair on top of your head. It should be a beard. You stinky, beardless, hairy goblin creature.
I quite like the idea that the conduit just can't hear any of this.
I was about to say it as he sort of sees Minos walking up and like the attention going off where he'll drop silence.
The Jester is going to look especially hurt by that remark. Now, I will throw you a bone here, a proverbial bone. The minute you mentioned hair, you saw something almost die in his eyes a little bit. This is probably now you're up close. Looking at him, he's got this big cheeky grin. But he looks very unkempt. He's got a like almost stubble on his face. But he's got quite a lot of regrowth.
Good spell.
And he is going to say to you again, Here, fella, I've got one for you. What's a Minotaur's favourite breakfast?
Oh, you don't know. What's a Minotaur's favourite breakfast?
People! And
Yeah.
then everyone laughs except Minstrel, who chuckles quietly.
Not much of a joke.
I feel like we should have been paying attention to people who aren't laughing.
I have one last try. I will also walk up the stage because he hasn't said a word to me yet.
As you approach, he's going to say to you this time, Rick. Oh, here we go. You want some as well? Here, guys, what do you call an absolute tool that's easily replaced by something better? A stone axe!
You see, if it wasn't for the fact we were in public, he'd be quite dead. Or at least threatened.
Again, met with laughter, obviously.
Is your hair between your arse cheeks matted the same as the hair on your head? Are you homeless or something? Are they not paying you here?
I should
Can
imagine.
you roll a performance check for that one, please?
Me?
You?
Intimidation.
Intimidation or performance, actually.
Oh, that's good because I'm proficient in intimidation.
E.T.
He's going to look you up and down, and he's looking very uncertain. Well, it's 2-on-1. And he kind of glances at the Minotaur and glances at Rurik. It goes, well, at least I didn't need any backup. I can't think of anything more pathetic than a dwarf who wishes he was a drow. Am I right? And he's met with slightly less laughter than usual. It's not hysterical.
I'm going to say at least the only hair I've got doesn't grow up from my back.
Please roll an intimidation check as well. Or performance.
Let out a little chuckle when the Jester makes fun of the Jester's last comment about the drow.
14.
And your passive perception is 15, isn't it?
15, yes.
You will also see, now you're a bit closer,
How tall's the stage before I can see anything?
it's not tall, it's literally 4 inches, 5 inches
I was
maybe.
gonna say, fair enough. I was gonna say, just before I
He
can't see
is,
anything.
however, standing on that table.
Fair.
He's like using it to perform off of. You will see that he's got this cheeky grin. You can also see the sadness in his eyes. You can also discern from this that his eyes are bloodshot. He's clearly a very unhappy, insecure man.
Like most comedians.
You also notice his regrowing beard, a notable amount of kind of razor burn mixed in. Doesn't make sense why he's got so much razor burn on his face. Like, and that would be it. You can do a perception check for any more.
I'll have a go. 9. Rolled bad.
He's a very funny looking jester.
Enos gets 13.
13. You do notice he appears to have missed a spot when shaving, and it's in a bit of an odd place. It's the kind of neckline of his jester outfit. There's a big clump of kind of hair just tufting out over the edge of his jester outfit.
I start laughing and pointing at him and go, "Who taught you how to shave? A bloody boar?"
When you say that, I will ask you to roll a before intimidation. Intimidation.
All right.
But
That is
I-
wrong.
It's a damage attack.
I
Oh.
kind of didn't need it, because the minute you say that, he is going to say, "What? But you're getting so personal, so personal." And as he's complaining about this, the room erupts with laughter. Again, Minstrel is quietly chuckling. The jester is completely red in the face. There's no need to get so personal. Fuck this. You've ruined it. You've ruined everything. Sleep well, you bastards. And he's gonna hop down off the pedestal. You do notice as he hops down, he has presumably, it looks like he's kind of jumped down and straight for a trapdoor. He is no longer visible to you.
I'm gonna step up on the stage.
As the laughing kind of dies away, conversations start resuming in the pub. There's a bell rung from the back. The bar is open again. Stage is yours, gentlemen.
I'm gonna sit on the stool, and I'm gonna say, "Look at that one over there. Is that a man or a woman? Could bloody tell. Very pretty though. Probably have her or him either way." I say, pointing to Minstrel Bardington.
Minstrel is sitting there. He's got blonde hair. He's dressed in it looks like traveller's clothes, but bright green almost. Like even in here, he's sticking out a little bit, which is a little bit odd considering how uncomfortable he looks with all this attention being drawn to him.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm going to head to the bar and ask for sausages.
Hello, what can I do for you?
Could I have some sausages?
Sausages. Let me have a look. And you see him walk this way and rummage around in a drawer. You will notice with your passive, this isn't the drawer that was here. There are more drawers.
I need some drawers.
And he returns to you with a hot sausage.
Why, thank you. How much do I owe you? I've given up the accent for the minute.
I think one sausage. I mean, we normally sell them in links, but one sausage, 1 copper, I suppose.
Okay. And can you change a gold piece?
Of course, I wouldn't have any issues with doing that whatsoever.
Oh, so I will hand over a gold piece.
He turns around, and you get that uncomfortable feeling as he turns around and walks over to that drawer.
Oh God!
He opens it up, places the gold piece in, stands there for a few seconds, then turns around and slowly approaches you. He looks at you, and he goes, 1 sausage. Here's your change.
Oh,
And
thank
hands
God!
you your change.
9 silver and 9 copper. It's a 10-to-1 ratio for all the coins, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Right. I will take the sausage over to Batu.
Bartu sees your approach, and goes, "What's that, soldiers?"
And I feed him a sausage.
And Ramblo's kind of sitting here, smoking his pipe, reading a book. Goes, Bartu, I've told you, not now.
I'm going to feed him the
And
sausage.
he's going to notice you as well. As you hold out the sausage to Bartu, you suddenly become aware you are no longer holding a sausage.
I wasn't going to hold it out. I was
You
going to
have
flip it to him, but
a momentary panic that there's some weird magic going on before you see Bartu chewing.
fair enough. I would now
He's not
like
chewing the
to...
sausage. He's got bits stuck in his teeth. He's chewing what remains of the sausage.
I would now like to attempt to pet the wolf.
The wolf accepts your pets. He
Oh.
even sits obediently. He lets out a little whining sound, and Rambler puts his book down, and he goes, "Oh, I see you've made a friend. I'm Irish now."
Hey, ho, ho. Hey, a little leprechaun.
Oh dear.
Who's your friend, Tabatu Sassulan?
I assume I'm waiting for the wolf to respond.
The wolf
Who's-
lets out again a whine that sounds like sausages. Rambler chuckles and goes, "Oh, well, maybe we should ask his name then." He seems to understand Bartu.
Interesting. He can speak wolf. Or he can speak sausage. I will look over an interest of... I'm, Rurik. Please don't mind the blood on me hatchet. I, ran into a little trouble on the way here.
Rambler is going to look at you quizzically. He goes, "Aye? What blood on your hatchet?"
And I would like to check my hatchets on my belt.
As you look at your hatchet, it's the same condition it's always been in. There's no sign of wear, tear, blood. It's exactly as it was 2 or 3 days ago, a week ago, a month ago, yesterday.
Interesting.
Who knows when?
Fair enough. I see. Well, I must have cleaned it and forgotten. You wouldn't happen to know if there's any... Actually, I've lost my train of thought. Someone else go. I will come
So
back to it. Give me a
while
minute.
that's going on, what are you up to, Mr. Conduit?
Under it is just flipping a card of the Berserker card round in his hand and just muttering to themselves, "Fools, fools, jesters, and half-wits." And would like to cast Guidance on Minos.
You may do exactly that.
Lean against the wall. And yeah, just sort of watch.
Minos?
I'm gonna say, and how about this pub, eh? The only reason you lot are here is because you can't leave. The price is like that for that shit swill that he sells over there. These chickens taste like rubbish. Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong?
Please roll a performance check.
No. I shall. That's 8, and I shall add a defer
Ether, another
to make it
4.
a
The
12.
defers are doing well.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You crack the smallest of smiles on Midge. However, you do notice Minstrel has found that quite amusing.
Minstrel.
Emeraldine looks like an old hag who did not appreciate that joke at all.
Actually, while standing there, just give these 3 that are watching a little look over. Like, do I notice anything odd about them, or?
Please roll a perception check.
4.
Oof. You see a elderly dwarven woman. She is actually wearing that mask. Why not? She's sitting there quietly sipping on a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Dressed to the nines. She obviously has made a proper night out of coming to see the performances tonight. Midge is a young halfling female who's kind of sitting up on a chair. Her feet don't quite touch the floor. She's kind of taking in the sights. It's probably the first time she's been in a tavern. She's having quite a hoot. Minstrel is sitting quite calmly, not uncomfortably, like he's kind of just sitting there a bit relaxed in his chair, but also you do get a hint of he is quite alert. He's also enjoying the spectacle, but unlike the others, he's enjoying you being there. Not you personally, but seeing the Minotaur up on the stage. Everyone else, you get the vibe they don't really like it, but Minstrel is quite enjoying it.
Minstrel has no taste. Oh, interesting.
He's quite nicely dressed. Good old Minstrel. A traveller's cloak. It's green, bright green. Peter Pan. It's got a little green kind of cap on. He's looking around, just seeing what people are up to, really.
Okay, I have remembered my question for Rambler for the moment.
Are you okay there, fella? Radika? Radika? That's a wrong dog. Oh, no. Oh, Radika, poor Radika. Oh, Bartu. Bartu.
What am I gonna do?
Sorry,
Are they Irish?
fellow. Bartu,
Oh,
don't be
I
so
was just-
rude. I'll ask his name.
I'll say,
And Bartu looks at you and says sausages.
it's Rurik. Now, okay, you would happen to know quite where we are.
Oh, aye. We're in the Wayward Boggle, of course.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a nice little pub. I like to unwind here when I'm done with my adventures. I'm an adventurer, you see.
I see, but what town are we in?
Oh well, we're in. Oh, Bartu lets out a little bark. Oh, Bartu, don't be silly. We haven't been there in years. Tell you what, I think I've had one too many beers. Sorry. It's just been a strange night.
I see. Well, here's the thing. I'll be letting you get on. Do us a favour, though. Keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Anything unusual with Minstrel around? He's not issue. He's barely even talking to me. He's gone and sat on his own.
Ah, friend of yours, is he?
Rambler is then going to sniff the air.
Rambler
Oh.
is?
Rambler is.
Okay, just making sure. I was thinking, sniff the air, surely that's the wolf.
And he is going to get a 1 on a perception check for something that I could have just not rolled for. Okay. It's going.
No.
I can smell. No, nothing. You smell nothing. And then Bartu is going to say, sausages! And Rambler will respond in kind.
Sausages.
Hippot, did you give Bartu a sausage?
I did indeed. He was asking for him, I thought.
Oh, you kind fellow. And Bartu's kind of hopping around, yapping at this. Bartu, you must pay him back. You can't go just accepting stray sausages. What have I told you about this? Oh. And Bartu is going to approach you and kind of gently claw at your foot. Or your torso, I suppose, in your
I
case.
was going to say, I'm quite small. Probably get waist high, foot to the groin, classic dog move.
And he's going to keep clawing at your torso, obviously expecting something.
I will take out some dried meat rations.
They're gone.
I figured.
Rambler, no, not more food. Oh, Bartu. Do you not speak wolf?
Unfortunately, it's not something I've learned. I dealt more with big spiders.
Hold out your hands.
Oh, I'll hold out my hand.
As you hold out your hands, Bartu opens his mouth quite wide and unfurls his tongue. He unfurls the tongue out, and on top of his snout places a single gold coin, and with a flick of his head, flicks this quite moist gold coin into your outreached hands.
Fair enough. I will take it and give him a good boy scratch behind the nice spot of the ear.
He does that leg kicking.
I figured. Well, I best go see what's up with your friend. Maybe you did something to offend him.
Oh, I don't know. I just
keep
don't
dropping my
know.
accent by accident. This is harder than I thought.
I keep changing. I can't remember what Ramba sounded like.
It's West
There's a West-
Country.
yeah.
Quite a lot like Minos, actually.
Okay,
Well, I suppose I'd better help you out here. That's Rambler. Well, I suppose I'd better help you out here. Is Minos.
Ah,
see, I've been aiming for Yorkshire, but I keep forgetting to do it.
Could I get a chance to walk over to Minstrel while he's chatting to him? Just very, very quickly.
I will go back
Straight
and
on.
let you do that first.
yeah,
I
I'm
just
happy with that.
I'm going to go for a quick smoke, so I'll be back in about 4 minutes.
I'll walk up, just look at Minstrel and say, brought to the table, cut and served, never eaten. And then we'll just stand there looking at him, and then you're free to do what you want.
He is going to say, as I pull up your character sheet,
Oh, God.
which I don't have.
I'd message you stuff.
Mess. He's going to look you, and because I don't know what that means, dead in the face, and he's going to say, "That's a terrible, terrible voice you've got there. Quite amusing, though. Quite amusing. I like that. The outbursts. I mean, they're very interesting. Keeps people on edge. You know."
I come over and answer the riddle because I just sussed it out.
Yes.
Is it a deck of cards?
Yes.
Oh.
It took me like 3 minutes of sitting here, but I got it.
The conduit will, however, not acknowledge that and will just sort of stare at Minstrel kind of a bit taken aback. Just a bit like blank slate, not starstruck. I can't think. Yeah, just like taken aback, like a little bit in shock.
Dumbstruck.
Yeah, that's the one.
Thunderstruck.
No, that's a
no,
different
no,
spell.
no, no.
I would like to, as the interaction has been going on, say to Mitchell, so, your friend tells me you're acting a little funny.
Ah, Rambler. Oh, God, yeah. I suppose this is all very confusing for him.
Indeed. You wouldn't happen to remember where we are? I can't do the accent while eating gummies.
He is going to respond with, I've got some idea. You've got yourselves into quite a pickle, haven't you?
That would seem. Nope, that's Irish. I've gone completely the wrong way. Hang on, I must get back to something which starts with H, because that'll get me in the right one. Here, look at this. We've been here once before. Once before. But we cannot quite seem to find our way out. You wouldn't happen to know which way we be going?
He lowers his voice a bit and says, there's only one way I know you can get out of here.
Oh. Or, sorry, get that right from the start.
Oh. You just have to, you'd have to die. I don't know how people like you would get out of here. For me, it's nothing.
Why is it really weird that after he said you'd have to die, it's nothing for me to get out of here? I was expecting him to cut his own throat. And just, what the fuck?
You're being kept here. Someone is holding you here. Your food, I guess, in a way.
See, I'd like to see. So Muchley, I am gonna have a quick look for something, and I'm gonna head over to the stage and look for that trapdoor.
Investigation.
4.
Or there is no trapdoor.
Interesting. I will move on to the next person. Last time
Looking up from, you know where that sign was on the bar that had the language and the thing in different language.
Yep.
Is there anything there in this in the bar now?
So it still says the Wayward Boggle.
Yeah.
You can't seem to see any stretch marks.
Oh. Interesting.
I'm.
In fact, I should have said you may have noticed the pub looks a little bit more lived in. This is clearly used as a pub regularly.
Oh.
Is there a door next to me?
Yes, there is.
I'm gonna knock on it.
You do a knock on the door.
Yep. Just a light tap.
There is no response.
I turn to the small man with the dog, with the wolf, and I say, "Who's behind this door then?"
He responds back in a pale imitation of your voice. Not in character. He says, "Behind that door, oh yeah, that's the function room. That's where we have the The nice parties.
Oh, right. Well, we're stuck in here, aren't we?
Stuck? No. We just come here in between adventures to have a drink with our friends.
Oh, right. Is this some kind of special adventuring place? And I never heard of it. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Hello there, little pup.
Sausage?
What's that?
No, he's not sausages, Bartu. He's a minotaur. That's beef. Don't be so rude. He will respond to your comment about adventurers. Going, adventurers? No. Minstrel and I are the only adventurers. I think Emeraldine, I can't even say her name. Emeraldine. She works in jewelry craft. She has a nice little shop over in Rorikstead.
Wait,
And
well, I
Midge.
happen to be an artist myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a painter by trade. You might have seen some of my paintings hanging up in the castle of Whiterun.
Oh, I don't suppose you paint landscapes, do you?
I can paint anything I damn please. I'm a very skilled artist.
Oh, I do miss landscapes.
Oh, right, you are.
Being
Then.
out in the forest.
I take a seat next to him. I don't suppose you've got a canvas or a large enough piece of paper, have you?
He has a rummage, and he pulls out a old adventuring notice. You remember the things we used to collect?
Yeah.
Or bit of parchment. The back of it is empty. The front of it, if you would like to read it, says, think of a random quest we did. Dragon Horde.
Dragon Horde, eh? I suppose you must be a wealthy man then. Or have you not done this one yet? As I turn it over and begin painting. What sort of a landscape do you want then?
Fields, forest. I quite like the forest.
Oh, sorry, very rude of me. By the way, my name's Minos Dabova. And you are?
My name is. What was Rambler's last name?
He didn't have one, he's just
He
rambling.
didn't have one. My name's Rambler. You see, they gave me that name. I've always been told I'm quite talkative. I do like to chat, a bit of chin wagging. Don't I? Don't I, Bartu? And Bartu lets out his sausages. Yes. Yeah, so sometimes I get to know someone. I just overindulge. I speak too much, let things slip. Always get myself in a pickle. Bartu, don't I, Bartu?
So I guess I'm here for the next hour. Painting some
As you're painting, he is going to reach into a small pouch next to him and pull out a second smoking pipe and offer you a pipe and some tobacco.
I was like, oh no, thank you, sir. I got to keep myself healthy. You never know, I might get out of here and get back to my old trade. This painting isn't going so well, I'm afraid. I smudged it a bit.
How were Rambler's art skills? Do you remember?
Not good at all. He didn't really know much about art and painting. He's more of a wilderness man.
Yeah. He is going to take a peek at it over your shoulder, kind of lean across a little bit.
How the hell does he get all the way up there? Climbs up on my back.
It climbs up over your back.
Oh,
No, he just leans forward in his chair and kind of sees you painting. I assume you're doing it on the table.
yeah.
Yeah, he just. Oh, I haven't seen art like this out anywhere. It's beautiful. It's just like I was really there.
Oh, well, why, thank you, my good sir. It's very kind of you. It's not the best painting I've ever done. So anyway, is it staff only behind that door behind me?
I don't think so. We do sometimes go in there if we want to have a more fragrant herb in our pipe.
Tell you what, since I've been very nice for you, drawing you this painting and all, reminding you of your old ways and your old home, would you come with me into that room? Perhaps we could find a way to get me and my buddies out.
Rambler stands up out of his chair, and Bartu stands to attention, and Rambler turns to the bar and just calls out, "Barkeep, can we use your function room? Maybe bring us in a glass of the old red." And the barkeep gives a curt nod.
We're on a date. No. Oh, there's chickens in here. Wonder who these are for.
There were chickens in here, I should believe would be the right term, yeah.
That chicken's gone.
Wait.
No,
No,
this is
I
the-
demand initiative against Batu.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Ooh.
You have to... Oh, I'm going for the cheese.
Bartu,
Rambler,
Bartu, Barkeep, you never told me there were chickens in here.
That pug of yours has sure got an appetite.
You hear from the back, the barkeep kind of let out a, "Sorry, no charge," as he realises his mistake letting Bartu loose around food.
Oh well, in that case, and I stuff this cheese onto my person. Can I?
You get a wheel of cheese. That one is a nice Google.
Come on, bear.
Yeah, a nice camembert. A can of bear.
Wheel of Camembert.
Another soft cheese. You had brie there before.
And I guess I'll attempt to perceive this room to see if there's any windows or ways out. Anything out of the ordinary.
There are no windows.
Okay.
But there are plenty of paintings on the walls. It's very decorated, this room.
Oh, there's nice art in here. Do you know any of who drew any of these?
So the one here is a lovely portrait of a family of 3 bears, all tucked up in beds with little nightcaps on.
Oh,
It'd be better if they had horns.
And there's another one just here, which is a blonde woman laying in a bed, fast asleep.
Human. Woman.
Yeah, human woman.
Right, yeah, I could see the skill behind it and the artistic integrity, but just not too much of a fan of the subject, you see.
when when Milos drew a picture of the conduit, did he put little horns on him?
Yes, yeah, he
This one here is a large portrait. It extends all the way back to here. It's not a portrait. It's a big picture, and it is essentially Dante's Inferno.
Oh,
But where you've got like all that horrible shit at the bottom, it kind of fades up, and you get like a nicer kind of scene, like all airy, fairy, little pixies flying around. And between the two kind of juxtaposed scenes is a giant kind of snake looking downwards with its mouth agape.
I am going to look very closely at this one to try and find the name of the artist, and if I happen upon anything else out of the ordinary, would that be?
Please. Would that be?
I was going to ask if it's an investigation or perception.
I will leave it up to you, I think.
In that case, I will roll the better one. Natural one.
Oh.
It is a very impressive painting. You are not sure if you could paint this.
That's what I think. But I say, very nice. I might have to make a copy of this. It shouldn't take me too long. So I don't really see much out of the ordinary here. Anything you can see, Rambler, that might help us?
Well, I don't quite know what you mean by help.
Well,
It's
you
quite
see,
nice
me
here.
and
It's a nice little pub. I've come here for years.
Oh, well, yeah, and I'm sure it is very nice. I haven't tried any of the ale yet, but I'm sure it's all very nice and everything. But the thing is,
Are you pacing around him anxiously?
yeah, me and my friends, we haven't, we didn't ask to come here, you see. Like, last pub we were in was a lot like this, and we got attacked by some fellas from a room a lot like this one we're in now. All things very confusing. With that and my blackouts, I don't know, I just want to get home and go to bed, you see.
You
Very
got
worried.
attacked here?
Oh yeah, we got attacked here by a little dustbin and an ugly man.
A little Vel Baldric.
Well, I don't know if that's probably some different people. I don't doubt it was them. It was just a couple of guys, you know. I think they
Yeah,
worked here.
I was going to say that. I mean, they've just left for the day. I mean, it's only really us regulars here, with the exception of a young Midge. But I mean, they didn't look like they'd been in a scrap.
Oh well. When they leave this place, where do they go exactly, and how do they leave?
Oh, I just and you see him come over a bit blank. Oh, well, they leave. Obviously, they pop off.
Right. Right, you are then. I guess I better go and try some of this ale.
While he's been doing that, I
Ambler
would like to have
stands there
started.
for a second longer, scratching his head before he returns to his place.
While he's been doing that, I would like to have spoken to Midge.
You are, fella. You all right?
Here,
For a
girly.
quick wait.
Here, girly.
Sorry.
You've not seen. I've gone to Irish again because you've been doing. Hang on. Lower.
I also made a very bad DM error.
Oh.
While you guys were still on the stage, you did hear a click. You have just all suddenly remembered that you heard a click.
I see. Here, girl. You wouldn't happen to be able to do us a favour, would you?
Oh, hey, what's that, fella?
Well, one or two. You wouldn't happen to know why the door doesn't open.
God doesn't know. What are you talking about?
Come try it, and I'll walk over to the door.
Midge follows.
I'll wait for her to try and open the door.
Midge opens the door. You see blackness before you,
Interesting.
and she looks out into it and turns to you and goes, "See? There's no issue with the door. You're a silly man."
Well, yeah, it seems I got that one wrong. Well, do you fancy joining me back to my place? I'm still going to Irish.
Midge looks very uncomfortable and goes, "Hey, sir, I'm 17. This is my first night out."
I was going to say, yeah, that was intentional. I was planning just to push her out the door, but I was going to try and persuade her to walk through it so I could see what happens to an NPC. But that did not go as well as planned.
Yeah, randomly accosting people normally doesn't.
I never said for anything untowards. But yeah, I did not
my
think that
mother
through.
warned me about people like you. And she slowly starts to back away.
Well, the door's open. I'm going to try walking out again.
Your vision goes black.
I figured.
I presume, did that happen before I got in or while I'm at the bar?
I'd say it's while you were walking through to the bar.
All right, I see that, and I say, barkeep, something strong, please.
The barkeep turns around and walks up to here. And he opens a drawer and pulls out what appears to be single malt scotch. And he walks back and he places it down in front of you and pours you a single measure.
I drink it. I raise my glass in Rambler's direction, and I say, Rambler, be seeing you, friend. I drink the whiskey and I turn to
The
leave.
barkeep calls out, excuse me, sir, that will be 1 gold piece for the shot.
Well, now I would pay you, only I don't think you really exist. So, good luck, sir, and goodbye. And I go to leave.
As you're walking past, you feel both Midge and Emeraldine, but not Minstrel,
Minstrel.
but also Rambler and Bartu. They're watching your back as you leave,
But they let me leave.
but they've let you leave.
Okay.
And now it's Simon, so I suppose if anyone wants to take a wee break, cigarette,
Oh, well, we did.
We'll be back in a moment.
and have a wee as well.
Oh, that's better.
Hooray.
No, Yorkshire.
Tell you what, I was worried about this not taking long enough.
You'd be surprised how long things take.
There was one that with that jester, I was really taken aback how quickly you cottoned on to what the challenge was there.
Insulting.
Yeah. Like a battle of who could offend the other one.
I literally just got angry. Both
Like
angry
if
and,
it was a
both
written
angry.
module, I'd go, who the fuck's read it up? But it's not a written one.
He
Well, some
insulted
things
me. I'm either, as a barbarian, I'm either going to kill him or insult him back.
That would have been an option.
Oh, we could have just
Yeah,
killed
but
him.
I'm not that kind of barbarian. I only kill things when I rage and I lose control. Other than that, I wouldn't hurt a fly. Which is going to be a problem if I ever run out of rages, I just realised.
You've got 2 left, so just sparingly, my boy.
I have one
I just get
written.
1 level in, like,
A few other
Tavern.
jokes I had written for you, Ozzy.
Oh,
In fact, I had one other. Was if you were gonna back down from a confrontation, someone talked you out of it. Why did the Minotaur run away from the fight? So he could slaughter someone else.
very mean. Minos would have been actually very offended by that because he doesn't remember killing anyone.
And good old Simon would have had one saying, I see they've taken the barrel of parts to put you together. Who got the good brain?
I'm guessing
Does he
Simon's
smell?
character is essentially Legion
Does he
from
smell?
DC Comics.
I believe he does, because he doesn't like water.
Do I smell? I mean, normally I'm quite a well-kept Minotaur, but I've been like wandering for 2 weeks. I probably haven't had a bath or anything. Probably smell.
You probably do pong a little bit.
I've probably got.
But you are a barbarian. I think as far as barbarians go, you probably smell just as much as any other barbarian.
I do have a fair few chuff nuggets in my ass fur, though. That has to be said.
It's disgusting.
Well, you could pick them out for me at the right height.
Yeah,
Have you got prestidigitation?
I do not. Unfortunately, druids don't. Rangers don't get cantrips.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh,
I was gonna say the conduit doesn't smell that bad because he's not scared of like baths and stuff. It's more like it's like rivers.
rivers,
Yeah, like
running
that's
water.
yeah. And
Running.
I don't know who Legion is.
Oh, look him up from DC Comics. Interesting character.
Right, Conduit, while you were gone, the two fellows, Ruick tried to seduce a 17-year-old girl and got rejected, so he stormed off out the front.
Oh,
It's not quite how it played out, but that's canon in my head. And Minos just ordered a shot from the bar,
yes.
did not pay, and the whole room went silent and watched him leave. The minute he passed the precipice, people start chatting as if he was never there.
That is very weird. It's not based on Legion.
No, I had the wrong one. I meant Brigade.
Oh.
It's from Marvel.
Interesting. So have they like walked out and disappeared?
Yep.
Wonder it will.
Minstrel approaches you and looks at you,
Yes.
says, "Good luck. I'm just passing. I won't be here for as long as you guys are, but good luck." And as he says that, he walks off and walks straight through the wall and is gone.